I can kick somebody in the ass and get them going back to the land and being a little bit more self-sufficient, eating something that's healthy. guys, today we're going to be harvesting some peppers and some green beans for seed saving. We've had several cold mornings, expecting a frost any time. Want to get these in before they start to rot, because it just makes the seeds less viable. So we'll put them up in an area and let them dry inside the shed or something of that nature. As you can see, these peppers are loaded down. We're going to harvest some of the more mature ones for seed. We will leave the rest on the vine until we wake up and have a frost. And we'll get the rest of them, clean them, and put them in the freezer. We'll leave them on the vines as long as we can. They're still setting blooms, and it's October the 1st. Here we've got our case knife green beans. These are a very old variety of bean. They were developed in the 17th century in Italy or France, I believe. And they are very popular around here. They can be eaten as a dry bean or as a young snap bean. These are something we grow and sell here locally. We really don't care to eat these beans. We prefer Blue Lake variety, smaller bean, more green and less bean. But these are popular, and the seeds are really hard to come by. So these are something my dad loved. My dad grew these for years. As you can see, they're a brown bean, much like a pinto if they're eaten dry. A little bit richer flavor. But this is something here on the farm that we sell at the market. We can get $45 to $55 a bushel out of these when we have a good season. Most folks just don't grow these anymore. In order to get these seeds, at least locally, you have to find somebody that grows them. These aren't anything you can go buy at a co-op or a feed store or anything like that. We enjoy growing them just because they're old. That's part of history. You know, our forefathers, this is what they survived off of. Try to get all these in. I've got about a 300-foot row that I've got to get and laid out to dry before we get frost on them, because these are a very meaty bean. The flesh on it is thick, and just like anything else, when the frost hits it, it'll start to rot pretty quickly. So we'll dry them in the shed and put them up for next season. like I say, we got about a 300-foot row, and we've got a beautiful day. So we're going to get to it. in now. I'm going to take and get these stuff separated out and get things dry. I'll take and spread these out after we get done with everything else. Give them a few weeks to finish drying out. Some are dried out pretty good already. A lot of folks don't take the time to do this stuff anymore, but what else you got to do on a cold day? Cleaned up here because we're going to keep the meat out of these peppers. I always like just getting a paper towel, spread them out. Just take and cut them open. Cluster of seeds.
You can see even a small pepper has, I'd say, at least 100 seeds in it. It's real easy to propagate and save your seeds and have plants to grow. There's all kinds of different ways to do this. You can toss these in a paper sack and just leave it on the shelf and come by and give it a shake every day, and within a week or two these things will be dry. And I like just leaving them laid out on a paper towel. And I'm going to try to get a close-up here to give you just an idea of how many seeds are in one of these peppers. And there's 4 there that I've cut the tops out of and the seed pods. And you can see there's hundreds and hundreds of seeds. So 1 or 2 pepper plants will generally save the seeds that you need for the season, unless you're just a monster pepper farmer. We'll transfer these over to our dry paper towel. Give me a couple of them here. Just going to spread them out. And these should dry out fairly quickly. Probably within a week they'll be dry enough to store. Another layer of paper towels. Give them a fold so we don't lose no more than what we have to. We will literally just set these on the shelf over here and let them dry. All right, for our hot peppers, all we're gonna do is string them and hang them and let them dry. Let's do these with cayennes and things of that nature. This is a relatively small pepper. Doesn't have a lot of meat in it, so it should be all right to do this. Pretty simple and quick. These will probably hang and dry all winter. And during that time, they can be pulled off and ground up and used in chilies and stews and tacos and just anything you need a little extra kick with. And that is literally it. We'll hang these in our little pantry over here and let them dry. Green beans are pretty simple. Just going to dump them out here. Spread them out in a single layer. You can see some of them are already dried that dried on the vine. And this is some we done earlier in the season. These are Blue Lakes. And these are some more case knife beans. You can see how dark they are. These will turn that color as well as they dry. It's pretty simple. You just lay them out and let them dry. When they start getting leathery or actually dried out, just open them up. Collect your seeds and then store them in whatever method suits you. A lot of the old timers around here believe that you store your case knife beans in the freezer. If you're going to plant them the next year, I really don't see the need. Keep them in a cool, dark place. Bottom shelf in the back somewhere or in a pantry, out of direct sunlight, and they should be fine. A lot of people might ask, why do you go through the trouble of saving your seed? For me personally, I got several different reasons. One, I know they're viable. A lot of the seeds that you buy these days, co-ops and Tractor Supplies and Rural Kings, a lot of those seeds we bought in the past just will not germinate. I'll get several hundred seed here out of this little pile of beans, and 95 to 98% germination rate. Another thing is food security. You know, we like peaches and cream corn. It's a hybridized corn and it's popular around here. We like it and it sells good for the farm. But we had a really hard time finding seed for it this year of that variety. We ended up with a couple of other varieties, and it did really well, and it always has done really well. Another reason is you find something you like. It's hard to find sometimes. You know, you go to a farmer's market, say you get some green beans, you don't know what they are, didn't think to ask. Save you a handful of seeds and start saving your own seeds. You'll always have them if you save them. My biggest reason for saving them is the seeds want to grow. I mean, the plants want to grow. They want to set seed. They want to produce. Their whole being for existence is to come back next year, and to do that they have to set seed. And they will adapt to your soil conditions. If you don't have ideal soil conditions, the seeds will adapt and become prolific in whatever growing media you put them in if you continue to do it year after year. When you save your seeds, always make sure you use mature, well-developed, big beans. It doesn't matter if it's beans, peppers, tomatoes, okra, 1,000 other different things, but make sure that you, like these here, that little bitty fella there, he'll probably get tossed away. But all these big, mature, they'll have very healthy, viable seeds in them, and they will always come back true to themselves, especially if they're heirlooms. we've tried saving some hybridized plants over the years, and it just doesn't work. So always look for an heirloom variety. I think the definition for heirloom variety is something that's been cultivated for more than 50 years. So a lot of the tomatoes that folks think are hybridized, and they are to a certain extent, they are considered heirloom today. You know, your beefsteak tomatoes, your Better Boys, Early Girls, those are all hybrids of beefsteak. But they are considered an heirloom, and they will come back true to the parent plant. So always take the time to save some seed. Something great to barter on. I know over the winter I had, or well, actually last winter into the spring, I had probably over 200 pounds of fingerling seed potatoes that we had grown. And I got with another YouTuber, and we got them out to folks. We got them out to, you know, I didn't charge them anything. It just, they paid for the shipping, and I boxed them up and shipped them out. And hopefully they had great success this year. But it's always something good to share with the community, with your neighbors. And these days, community is worldwide with YouTube and social media, and so stick with your like-minded folks, share knowledge, share seeds. One of the main reasons I started a YouTube channel. So many people have been an inspiration to get me back on the farm. And I'm thankful for it. So if I, we don't spray anything. I eat these right off the vine. Doesn't bother me one bit. And it's with everything we grow. People ask why I don't spray, why I don't do this, and why I don't do that. When I was raised, we planted enough for ourselves, for the insects, and for the wildlife. Everybody got their share, and you always plant a little extra. But anyways, thanks for your time, guys. Appreciate it. Like, comment, share, all the crazy YouTube stuff to get this out there and help the channel out. We'd much appreciate it. See y'all.